It started with her silence. Jen, my 4-year-old daughter, came home from her grandmother's house and simply stopped eating. No tantrums, no excuses, just refusal. At first I thought it was stubbornness, a child testing limits. But it wasn't that. It was fear. When I tried to feed her, she would shake her head and whisper, "I'm not hungry." Her voice trembled, eyes wide, like she was confessing a crime. That night I stood by her door after midnight. I heard something soft, like muffled sobs wrapped in whispers. I pushed the door open slightly. Jen sat on the floor, her small hands folded in her lap. She was whispering into the dark, repeating something, words I couldn't make out at first. Then I heard it. "I'm sorry. I won't steal food again. Please don't tell Grandma." Something in me went cold. My breath caught, frozen between disbelief and rage. She wasn't playing. She was apologizing. And that's when I knew. Something had happened in that house. Something I wasn't supposed to know. The next morning, I asked my wife, calmly. She brushed it off. "Kids exaggerate," she said, sipping her coffee, not meeting my eyes. But her hands trembled when she set the cup down. I watched her. The way she avoided Jen's name. The way she tensed when I mentioned her mother. My mother-in-law. A woman who smiled like a saint and judged like God. She'd always insisted Jen stay over to learn manners. Now, those words felt like a threat. I called the pediatrician, hoping for a medical explanation. There was none. Jen was physically fine. Emotionally, shut down. At dinner, my wife placed food in front of her. Jen flinched. I watched her eyes dart toward her mother's hands as if expecting to be struck. And in that instant, something inside me broke, quietly, like a glass cracking beneath a whisper. I didn't speak that night. I just watched and planned. I started visiting my mother-in-law's house unannounced. Once during the afternoon, once near sunset. She never invited me in. Her smile was brittle. "Next time, dear, the house is a mess." I saw Jen's drawings pinned to the fridge. In every picture, one figure loomed larger. Gray hair, red dress, and sharp black lines for eyes. That same night, I checked our baby monitor footage. Jen had placed something beneath her bed, small and folded. When she left for preschool, I found it. A napkin, crumpled. Written in shaky letters, "No food. Bad girl. Grandma says hide." My pulse steadied, not quickened. Rage doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just focuses. I installed a voice recorder in Jen's backpack. The next weekend, my wife insisted she stay over again. I agreed, smiled even. When they left, I sat in silence, staring at the wall until night bled into morning. Then I listened. Click. Voices. Footsteps. My mother-in-law's tone, sweet, then sharp. Jen's whimper. Then, "If you eat without permission, I'll lock you in the dark again." The sound of a door, a faint cry, and then silence. I stopped the recording. My hands didn't shake. They should have, but they didn't. I played the recording for my wife. She froze mid-step, the color draining from her face. Her mouth opened, then closed. She didn't mean I didn't let her finish. I replayed it, once, twice, until her denial fractured into tears. Until she understood that I wasn't asking for an explanation. I was presenting evidence. "Did you know?" I asked quietly. Her silence was answer enough. She wept, trembling, reaching for my arm. I stepped back. Because now I saw it. The complicity, the excuses, the guilt she carried in secret, buried beneath the lie of family peace. She knew, and she let it happen. The next morning I drove to that house. The old woman opened the door with her saccharine smile. "Oh, it's new again." I handed her an envelope. Inside, printed transcripts of every recorded word. Her hands shook as she flipped through them. I leaned close, whispered, "You won't ever see her again." No shouting, no threats, just truth, delivered like a verdict. She tried to laugh. I turned on my phone. The audio played loud enough for the neighborhood to hear. Her face changed, first disbelief, then fear. Then something small and pathetic collapsed inside her. When I left, she was still standing in the doorway, holding those pages like they burned her palms. Jen eats again now, slowly, quietly. Sometimes she asks if Grandma is still mad. I tell her no, that Grandma's gone away. My wife moved out last week. She didn't fight it. Maybe guilt becomes a kind of gravity. You stop resisting, and it just pulls you under. The house is silent again, but it's a clean silence. No whispers behind doors, no apologies in the dark. I sit in Jen's room at night sometimes, watching her breathe. Every rise and fall of her chest feels like something sacred. She doesn't know what I did to protect her. She doesn't need to. All she needs to know is that no one will ever hurt her again. And if they try, I'll be waiting. Silent, patient, unforgiving.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.